H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is? It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks and Chris Walker, coming to you live. Sometimes Chris Walker coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all might need to share this show right now. Price of admission is to share the show. It's some things happening out here that's I need to talk to y'all. So I need more than y'all on the screen. So I need all of y'all. Y'all got to find me some people. It ain't gonna be just this. This ain't enough. This ain't enough. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. Hey, come on now. Let's share the show. Share the show. Let me go share with YouTube. Let me go. This is I see. I need you. I need more of you. I need the more. I love y'all. The people that here, y'all need to duplicate, triplicate yourself, quadruple cate yourself. Because some of these topics we're talking about, people all over the country, people in great positions, go back and watch these shows and say, Robert, these topics that y'all talked about, the world should know. He said the world should know. He didn't say the United States. I said, yes, I think so too. So our problem is we don't share it enough. We try to hide it. I want everybody to know. I want everybody to know I'm watching. I want everybody to know. I know. Some of my friends have told me. So, but let me talk to my starting five right now. The first 5 people to sign up. Cause I'm gonna get to this thing. Cause we got a college coach come on a little bit later. So I got to talk about this. Hey, Thaddeus Moody. Is Thaddeus Moody, Corey Willis, D. Holcomb, Sonia Billingsley. Hey, Sonia, I'm glad to see you back safely. Jeremy Davis. The 6th man is Michael Smith. It's important, y'all. It's not important for me. It's important for the people. Cause I can bring y'all videos, and y'all, some people still wouldn't believe it. How people I share, but no one wants to know better. That's all right. You keep sharing, Mark. The pastor always tell you. At the end they give the bring people to Christ in the end. And sometimes people just don't come. And he says, is there one? Mark, if you just get one. Jerry Harris, what's up, baby? We got to keep doing it. Faith comes by hearing and hearing the word. You got to keep doing. You know, Mark Edwards, the first time that girl told you no, you didn't stop. You kept wearing the hell out of her. She called you a bugaboo a couple of times. Maybe these things, these topics are becoming so important that you might need to be a bugaboo. Robert, oh, we done built it, baby. We done built it. Let me tell you something. You don't have to. When I'm getting calls from the people who's watching this show and coming back and calling me and critiquing this show, they just saying, man, the topics that Robert, y'all are off the chain. Oh, thank you, Mate. So, I mean, it's just, I'm telling y'all, man. I mean, I really, today, what I have. First of all, happy birthday. You know I have to look out for my young fellas in this community. Happy birthday to Robert Carroll. I don't know what service. Let me make sure. Robert Carroll, he got a service that he offers. But he's like Doug and Gary and all the young guys be around here, covering your kids. He's part of the media. And his birthday today. Happy birthday to Robert Carroll. I don't know if he's watching today, but I think somebody said, Robert Carroll. Let me see what he got. Rob in the gym. Rob C in the gym. That's his Twitter handle. Rob C in the gym. Because he's always in the gym. And if don't nobody appreciate them, he's on a podcast with Jeffrey Day and a few other guys on the podcast with him. And but shout out to you, Robert, today. Happy birthday. So if anybody know him, tell him I gave him a shout out today. Game last night. I'll talk about that a little bit. The Seattle won the game. They beat Russ. I just don't understand the decisions. A lot of people don't understand the decisions that were made by the coach, Daniel Hackett. They calling him Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, they calling him Buddy Hackett. If y'all remember, Buddy Hackett was Buddy Hackett was old comedian a long time ago. Hold up, I'm trying to fix my but I wanted to go there, and I'm gonna talk about that maybe later. But I really want to talk about this Robert Sarver situation. Okay? If you don't know who Robert Sarver is, he's the owner of the Phoenix Suns. Okay? Headline is Robert Sarver, the Suns owner, suspended 1 year, fined $10 million from the probe that finds he said the N-word repeatedly. Y'all follow me. I'm going to keep going. Let me see where I want to go. Robert Sarver, owner, Phoenix Suns owner, basketball team, was just hit with a massive, this is what the headlines say, just hit with a massive penalty. Penalty wasn't massive to me. I'm just telling you this how they writing. That's why you have to listen to the words. He was hit with a massive penalty after intensive investigations into alleged workplace misconduct. Okay, y'all follow me. I need y'all share the show. I need y'all comments on this. I don't need y'all to be over there quiet like. Okay, if you don't, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you all of it. Okay, getting banned from the league for 1 season and forced to pay a $10 million fine. To a billionaire, a $10 million fine is nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing. Follow me here. The findings of his investigations are after interviewing 320 current and former Sons employees. 320. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is the comment, is anybody on the page? I'm going to stop the show and rewind it again. Is anybody there? Somebody say something. I just want to know. I don't see no comment. I ain't seen nobody just say nothing. Is anybody there? Just let me know somebody's there before I go. Let me give me some water. Let me know. Okay. All right. Thank you. No, Sonia, you ain't listening. He ain't coaching. Sonia, he's the owner. Sonia, he's the owner. Notice I said billionaire. I know you're probably busy and you ain't listening to the whole thing. He's the owner, the head person in charge, the governor. Sonia, see, I'm glad. Thank you, Sonia. I just want to let you know that I want to know you're listening. The owner. The coach is a black man. Okay? All right. I got you. I got you, Russell. I got you, Russell. I like that, Russell. Russ, I just want to know is somebody there. All right? Sonia, they interviewed 300, Sonia, and 20 people, Sonia, and determined that Sarver said the N-word at least 5 times when recounting the statements of others. So if they say he did 5, he did it 105. All right. The league also concluded that Sarver did not treat female employees equally and made inappropriate comments about their appearance. Okay? The NBA also states Sarver engaged in improper physical contact toward male employees. Thank you, Rob. Robert, you going there, Rob. Robert Young, you're going there. Sonya, listen to this, Sonya. Check this out. The NBA also states that he engaged in inappropriate, what the hell is that? Somebody explain inappropriate physical contact toward a male employee. Carlos Young, Donald Sterling didn't get away with it. They banned him for life. Why they don't ban this man for life? He had worse than Don Sterling. Donald Sterling didn't get away with it. Carlos Young, I see you probably ain't been on the show for a while, a long time. They banned Donald Sterling for less than this. Check this out. Hold on. Pissed off me at Adam Silver. I'm just telling you. I'm pissed off. This Adam Silver, and the conduct described in the findings of the independent investigation are troubling and disappointing. Adam Silver said, "We believe the outcome is the right one, taking into account all the facts, circumstances, and context brought to light by the comprehensive investigation of this 18-year period. 18 years it's been going on. And our commitment to uphold proper standards in the NBA workplace." Carlos, come on. Come on, man. Come on. I'm gonna let you have it today because you ain't been on the chop too long. Come on. On this show, you got to have better comments. You got to think. We thinkers on this show. This ain't the call up and make crazy ass comments. This is a thinking man show. Show y'all what he put on this. So don't nobody else put no shit up. Excuse me, Lord. Don't put no stuff like this up there. Oh, that's Carlos. Oh, he ain't watching. Yeah, Carlos, I'm glad you. Carlos, you finna get an education. Sterling was an old man. Sarver's an old man. Hold up, let me put his picture up there. Since you said, since I'm finna show you why you don't know what you're talking about. So I took his picture. I'm gonna put his picture up there. I wasn't gonna put it up there. I'm gonna put his picture up there just cause of Carlos. But we got Carlos in the building. He don't know no better yet. We got to get him up to speed. Hold up, y'all. Let me put him on the screen. Sarver. Hold on. Let me put him on the screen. Carlos said, the other, all the owners are old. Michael Jordan is old, Carlos. All owners are old. Okay. All right, let me find it for you, Carlos. I got something for you, baby. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna put it up here for you so you can see, so you can get the help. His ass old, Carlos. The same company that did the investigation did not represent him, Carlos. Carlos, I don't know what barbershop you been in, okay? I'm finna put the same company that did the investigation is not NBA didn't do the investigation. I just said they did an independent investigation. Rob, help him. Somebody help him. Now I ain't switching it around. Check this out. Excuse me, y'all. Let me repeat this. The statements and the conduct described in the findings of the independent investigation. Independent. Now, the owners do make the decision on what to do when they get the information, Carlos. My difference is, Carlos, hey, Kessa, what's the difference? Go look up Don Sterling's accusation. Share the show, y'all. I mean, I need more of y'all because I ain't got nobody but Carlos talking to me. Thank you, Carlos. Carlos, Carlos, keep coming because I got something for you. I'm going to take you to school before you go to school. I got something over all of this. Carlos, I'm not giving you my opinions right now. I'm just reading the statements right now, okay? Then I'm going to come with it. Ain't got nothing to do with no look big money. Trump's little money. Ain't got all of them got money. Carlos, you got to get better. All of them got money. If that's the case, Carlos, guess what? Since they got so big money, share the show, Carlos. If money's so good, Carlos, well then why are we even having a damn investigation? Because guess what? They got so much money, they didn't have to have an investigation. Just said, hey, this is my damn team. I can do what the hell I want to. What happens? Each owner, Carlos, let me give you an education. Before they come in, before the Board of Governors vote you in, they vet you and give you the rules you have to abide by. And they, in these rules, we can kick your ass out if this happens. We can kick you out if this happens. That's why everybody, Carlos, you can have all the money in the world you want. Your big money, what you said, big money, Trump big money. They wouldn't let Trump ass get into the league. It ain't about your money. Because all the owners, 2/3 of them got to vote you in to even be in this exclusive club. It ain't but 30 of these people in the whole world. Don't put that negative mess on this screen, Kevin Freitman. Come on, man. Hey, Carlos. The money's so big, they didn't even have to have an investigation. The money's so big. You follow me? So keep going. Let me go. He said, in other words, this billionaire done call y'all all kind of N-words. Then grabbed and groped and messed with every girl and talked crazy to him for 18 years. And then, for some reason, it filled on a few guys. Inappropriate behavior. I don't know what that means. Engaged in inappropriate physical contact toward a male employee. For them to say it like that, what was he doing? What is he doing? What's going on? See, I know. I've been waiting on somebody to say something, but ain't nobody said nothing. I guess y'all waiting on me. I'm trying to see. Ain't nobody talking about Carlos. Carlos might not, he got his opinion, but Carlos is bigger than that, baby. I'm trying to find some, Carlos. Hey, Mindy, you're late, but we're talking about the Robert Sarver. Robert Sarver is the owner. About a year ago, I gave y'all some information about Robert Sarver. I'm gonna leave you alone, Carlos, because I think you'd have had you one today. But Robert Sarver is the owner of the Lord have mercy, of the Phoenix Suns. I'm sorry, y'all, man. Some of these comments, y'all got to realize I'm on this side. I got to see this stuff, right? One of these days, y'all, I wish y'all could be over here. Go back to, see, we always got to look at presidents. Presidents, not presidents, presidents. Precedents. We have to go back. Donald Sterling did less. I have a huge problem with this. Ain't nobody giving me that. Let me see. I wonder how many people out of two interviews gave information about this. Okay, let me see. It's interesting. Does he have something on someone that we don't know about? Girl, Mate Cora. Let me get to you over there, girl. Let me put your stuff on the screen. That's might be a good one. You jumping the gun because I was gonna say that later, but okay. I got you, Carlos. You ain't bothered me. I've been bad. This happened to me all the time, Carlos. Y'all walk with me, cause y'all ain't talking to me. I guess y'all let me help you. Something ain't right about this man. He's not just racist. He's more than. Let me show you something, Herb. I have a huge problem with this. With Sarver being able to still run this team. 18 years. Y'all listen to me. 18 years. For this behavior. A billionaire get a slap on the wrist for terrible workplace environment. Bullying and mistreating of women. Adam Silver, when they fired Carlos, when they suspended for a lifetime, Don Sterling said there's a zero tolerance policy for this kind of behavior. Go look up zero tolerance. That means nobody can do nothing resembling in this, or you got to go. This was the precedents. Oh, they've been speaking on it for 18 years, Herb. But wasn't nobody listening. As in the famous words of Carlos Young, big bank take little bank. Big bank trump the little bank. Who gonna listen? If Tillman Fertitta come here and talk about Herb Baker, Herb Baker come talking about Tillman Fertitta did this to me. Tillman Fertitta did this. Ain't nobody gonna think about that shit stuff you saying. Because Tillman got access to the press. They gonna damage everything they gonna damage your character, Herb, before it even. So people go, every time you talk, it's gonna sound like you saying, wah, 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 because people ain't gonna listen to you because they gonna damage, misrepresent you so bad, you ain't even. These billionaires, y'all. Hold on. Adam Silver, Robert Hatterson didn't get this one right. This is the progressive, supposedly, Adam Silver. Let the players do this, Adam Silver. He didn't get this one right. I can't make sense. I've been dealing in this business for 30, a lot of y'all are fans. I've been dealing in this business for 30 years. I can't make sense of this. I can't make sense of this. Listen, from a father's point, first of all, from a black man's point of view. I'm trying to look at it. Watch me. I'm trying to not look at it from a black man's point of view. Because he said the N-word. If he said it that time and that many times, I know how many times he just said it. Okay? All right? From a black man. For this particular moment, I'm going to push that aside. From a father's point of view, I got a daughter who's in the entertainment industry, might have to do business one day with the Phoenix Suns. Could happen to her. Or your daughter doing an internship. A friend of mine, like another daughter to me, going to Arizona. She might want to do an internship there. I ain't going from that point of view. Okay? I'm thinking from the NBA point of view. When I look at it, and the NBA failed to act on this 320 people, 18 years. I've been knowing it for a long time. Because I know some of the people that work there. My only way I can explain it is Sarver is protected. I don't know how he's protected. I can't tell you how. I don't know what didn't happen. Mate said something earlier. He got some on somebody. She said something. She stole my thunder, but I'm glad she did. That means she's stinking. The NBA didn't have to do this. They could have got rid of his ass. I know at least 20 groups that want to buy the Phoenix Suns. I know at least 20 that's lined up. This situation is worse than this situation reminds me of Daniel Snyder. Daniel Snyder. You know who he is? I talked about him on this show. That's the owner of the Washington Redskins. Among other things, one thing I didn't like, and I keep thinking it's in my mind, they fly the cheerleaders over to a remote a photo shoot. Hold on, y'all. To a remote photo shoot. I mean, he did worse stuff than this, but this keeps sticking in my mind. You take these young girls over to out of the country to have a photo shoot. You get all your cronies and your business partners and your sponsors, the men, they fly over too. You telling the girl they need to take off a little this and take a look. They got the photo shoot trying to make the girls do a look and withholding and holding their passports. This Daniel Snyder got your daughter overseas on some remote island telling her, you know, because they give you, when they go through customs on those private planes, they get your passport so they can check you, holding them girls' passports. They refused. NFL refused to go all the way and give him a lifetime ban. Guess what they did? Let his wife take over the team. Daniel Snyder. Y'all hear me? I'm just sharing some stuff. I don't know if y'all know this stuff. The $1 million question to me is, why is he protected? These two guys here are protected. These two guys here are supposed to be gone. The NBA and the NFL got some more secrets, y'all. Maybe Don Sterling didn't know those secrets. Numerous people. Think about this. They didn't even go for, where will Sarver feel this? Where will Sarver feel this? Where? What is done to Sarver, y'all, right now to let him know that this was wrong and unacceptable? A year away from the team? A $10 million fine? Hold up. I got some. Don Sterling got a ban for life, and this guy did worse and got only 1 year. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. It's more than the good old boy group, Rob. It's bigger than the good old boy group. Don Sterling was a good old boy. So if there's a good old boy, Michael Jordan is a good old boy then. He's in the group. Y'all keep forgetting Michael Jordan is on it. Ain't but 30 of them. So Michael Jordan is a good old boy. I'll wait. No, I see your comments. We see your comments. Monte. I'm just trying. Y'all think about this. The Phoenix Suns got some key up and coming decisions. That Cam Johnson got a rookie extension, expiring contracts of Jay Crowder and Dario Saric. Does the front office have permission to increase the tax bill? Because the owner's not going to be able to be there. Unbelievable. I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting there thinking about it, y'all. I'm just trying. I'm thinking it's got to be something. This man got 1 year suspension. What's up, Brad? Will he be forced out by whom? Trey Phillips. Hold up. That's why I love. This is why. Where my boy? Where my boy Royce? I mean, Mr. Young, Carlo. Where you at, Los? Trey Phillips said, "What's the next step? Will he be forced? No. Who gonna force him out? They did already. Who gonna force him out? Y'all? Trey, the persons that can force him out was Adam Silver and the other governors. Hey, hold on. Status Moody, what you said, it's not all the way. I'm going to leave it alone. What's up, Herman Scott? How can he be for that Herb Baker? That Herb Baker. Y'all be talking. Herb be over there listening, boy. He be over there in the weeds like this. Herb. I mean, hey, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing. I'm just trying to figure. Y'all don't understand, man. I've dealt with a lot of these people, right? And I'm sitting here coming from a space, it's a different space, right? And I'm sitting here saying, why is Sarver protected? I don't think every guy is protected like this. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Darryl Barnes, I'm talking about Sarver. The owner, Robert Sarver. I hate the dude got a name like Robert. This guy right here. Let me put him back on the screen. Let me put him back on. This dude right here. Yeah, let me put him on. We put the players. They put the players all over the damn screens on stuff, right? Yeah. Let's put him up there. Herb. That's something the commissioner has the power. Did y'all remember how swiftly he moved on Donald Sterling? Adam Silver moved like that. He had to wait on no damn owners to vote. Owners might have called him. Just like that. They didn't waste no time. This man to mess with them felt on boys, them felt on girls and talk crazy to women, to call everybody around there the N-word for 18 years. Darryl Barnes. When Donald Sterling did this, we talked about it on this show. When Donald Sterling, I said, man, it's more to this than that. He ain't the only owner. Thank you, Herb. Herb, you've been watching the show long enough and saw how quick it turned. It took these folks a year to come up with what? 1 year suspension. $10 million. That's just like telling y'all to give a penny to Robert Sarver. They print money. He said, Robert Barnes, you behind, Barnes. Swift action was taken. I mean, swift action was not taken, I'm sorry. And they didn't find him. Everything been rendered. The judgment has been there. The investigation been going. Robert Barnes, they investigated 320 people and they admit 18 years of this abuse, workplace abuse. So he gonna come back in a year and do the same damn thing over again. Say, okay, just find me 10,000. I mean 10 million. They ain't gonna do all that, Barnes. Barnes, we got a black man. Hey, we got a black man that's a governor. Michael Jordan is an owner. Y'all keep forgetting. Y'all keep thinking Michael Jordan is a player because y'all keep buying his shoes. But he's an owner. No, it was 10 million. It's 10 million. And that's all. 10 million, not 10,000. 10 million. But I mean, it's just, I just like to see how y'all think about different sides of sports, man. This the sports y'all got to realize. Can I help you? Can I help you? They got a black head coach. They got a black GM. I think they got a black they got somebody else up in there higher black. He got black people in positions of power at the Phoenix Suns. Hold up. Let me go look it up. You can't make this stuff up. Hold up, y'all bear with me. Phoenix Suns. Let me see. What you call management team? Okay. Executives. I put it executives. Let's put that. Let me put that in. Executive. Show me their face. I want to see their faces. Let me see their faces. Let me see their faces. Junior Bridgman might not want. They got to vote you in. I ain't mad about voting people in. I like that. Vote. You got to vote them in. You got they ain't got the pictures, y'all. You know I like to look at the pictures. I like to go to the Phoenix. Well, Phoenix Sun. They ain't showing the pictures, y'all. Ooh, y'all know I want to see the pictures. Okay. They ain't looking at that. They ain't showing the pictures. I remember Larry Fitzgerald long time ago was trying to be included in the ownership group. I remember that. It's and he don't own but 35% of the team. Yo, hold up. I just saw something. Sarver, they've been trying to snatch this team from this dude. I ain't read it all, but I'm just looking at little stuff somebody just sending me. Dude don't own but 35%, man. Okay. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone, man. Golly. Who? I got to go take a look at that one. But what is crazy, Monte, see, we see your stuff. She said she smell a rat. She said, but what is crazy, you go that hard to put that many of us in positions to turn around and do this. Look at Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami team, who they done banded. They banded his rich ass for what? A few months. The one who did Brian Flores was the coach. Chris Greer is the GM. They got he black. They got the general counsel is black. Serena, and Venus are partners with him. You can hire black people and still have a problem with black people. Your boy Andrew Jackson. He had black slave. But he wanted to go sleep with her or Sally Hemings. I don't be want to hear all that. What he had. Man, I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. But you know what? I'm gonna take a quick break. I got something I want to share with y'all. All my brothers, I got something I want to share with y'all, man. Some guys told I talked to some guys on the golf course the other day, and I was troubled, and I wanted to share it with y'all. Chop chop. We'll be right back after this, right quick.
The Cox Pradia Law Firm. Big city, big town, big settlement. Your fight is our fight. Need legal advice? You know who to call. Personal injury, wrongful death, car accidents, premise liability, serious injuries. 1-800-HURT-NOW.
And hey, y'all, by the way, the guy Stephen Ross, who owned the Miami Dolphins, who fired Brian Flores, and Brian Flores told him, y'all heard that. We talked about it on the show. Go look it up. Brian Ross and Steve. He had this initiative called Rise. Ross Initiative for to hire and put a lot of black people in positions of power. And he but y'all help me with this one. This one kind of I got a little teared up yesterday. Okay. Friend of mine, a lot of y'all know him, passed away, police officer, very popular police officer. Guy that grew up in, without people. From what I hear, one of the first young black men that a lot of us know that we can touch, that joined back in '84 the Houston Police Department, right? He passed away. Took his own life. Young man, not that young, but young. So I'm on the golf course talking to two friends that knew him well. All three of us knew him well in different capacities. Then one of my other friends happened to be a lawyer, very successful lawyer. Got a guy on there, Morehouse grad. I mean, we talking to all the guys are guys of, everybody that did something. We just sitting out there talking. Y'all got to help me with this one. I'm talking to my fellas out here. And he said, the lawyer said, Robert, I'm just glad I was there to hear them. He said, Robert, I cut off all communications for about a week. Social media and all of that kind of stuff. He said, because another friend of mine, young man, somewhere else, he had just passed away, 50 years old. He said, I was in a dark place. This is a successful guy, Bentley, big house, golf cart. I mean, y'all would look at him and think he got everything under control. He looked me straight in my eyes and said, man, I was in a dark place. He said, man, I wonder why people don't love us. He was talking about black men. Even us don't love us. Y'all understand, man. I just sit there and listen. Because he needed somebody to listen to yesterday. And I just said, man, I'm caught off guard. This Robert had a call off guard. And what I try to do, because everything, and I know y'all think everything goes perfectly in my life. For 6 years, I can come on this show, lights, cameras, action. No, it don't. I was going to a friend of mine's, had a birthday party this weekend. 10 o'clock at night. I had my clothes laid up because you had to dress up to go. And I just didn't go. Listen to me. I just didn't go. You know what I was just thinking about? I'm so safe in this house. Why should I go out there at 10 o'clock at night in a nice car? Somebody might try to do this. Road rage, police, black man. I'm not talking about Vaughn, y'all. This didn't happen to Vaughn. No. Kevin Freitman, quit putting stupid stuff on the thing, man. This wasn't no Cheeks 22. This ain't nothing to do with Cheeks 22. So don't be saying that. Put that on there. But the guy was just asking me, and I just want to know how y'all feel. And he said, I thought about it. Happened in Memphis the other day. Little deranged, crazy dude. If you could see him, he looks crazy. And he's saying that he's just going through, just shooting people randomly. I was just in Memphis. Got a rapper in Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. The other day on Manchester, right by the airport. If I don't go to the one there, I stop at the airport to get me some Roscoe's before I get on the plane. He's sitting in there. Somebody come in and rob him for his jewelry, won his jewelry, and shot and killed him and ran out the door, didn't touch nobody else. I don't know who this rapper is. Yeah, PMB Rock. What would make you want to go and kill somebody right in front of his baby mama just because you want the stuff he got? Ruth Thompson, I beg to differ. They robbing people in Beverly Hills. Google it. Ruth Thompson, they're robbing people. What's my man? KCP got robbed in the hills at his house. Pull up to his house. They in the driveway. Rodeo Drive, they're getting robbed. Ruth. At Rodeo Drive. What's Clarence Avant in his house? People breaking in there and shooting his wife. It ain't just happening on Manchester. It's happening on Rodeo Drive. In Memphis, this dude, little old crazy dude, smiling, they call him the grinning killer. That man asked me, Robert, why don't nobody love us? I'm talking about black men. I just said, listen, sometimes I didn't even, you know, I always try to offer advice. I sit there. This is a successful lawyer in this city. And I just sit there and listen. What He said he was in a dark place. Event after event after event after event. All I'm thinking about, what made my man pull the trigger? What's going on in his life? What? They're so different to make him go out in his backyard and shoot himself. What do y'all think? We got the power. That's why I be telling y'all when y'all be doing all this, talking about people on this show. We don't know what people going through, and everybody got something slick and cool to say about somebody on this feed, and that's why I check it, because everybody is fighting a battle, ladies and gentlemen. It's easy to be everybody is fighting a battle. But we always, man, I'm gonna put this, man. That's why I tell y'all, watch your tweets, grown men. We're telling our young kids to watch their tweets, but we got guys straightening each other on Twitter. Look what I'm talking about. Look what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this stuff right here. And look what Chuck McCown. See, Chuck said, I need your prayers for one of my players, 16-year-olds involved in a car accident yesterday, was ejected from the car, life flighted to him. That's one of our kids. So men, all the men, let's pray. Put her name on the screen. Put her name on. We want to know her name. I want to call the name out. Y'all got to remember, I always want to call. I just don't say no blanket pad. I call the name out because I remember, I never forget when they told me the story about when Jesus told Lazarus to come up from the dead. He had to call Lazarus' name because he would have told everybody would have got out of the grave. So I want the girl's name. Put her name on there. Zoe Moody from Bridgeland High School. That's why all of this crazy stuff in summer basketball, y'all, it's got to stop. We got guys coming to football games with guns. You can't solve the dispute, so you want to shoot the guy, and it's three of y'all and one of him in front of his baby and in front of your son. We don't love. What's wrong? Y'all, I'm telling y'all, that got to me yesterday. I'm driving home just saying, wow, everybody is fighting a battle. Every one of y'all on there, y'all can be all cool. Everybody's fighting a battle. That's why I don't let nobody come on here just talk. You can't say nothing about. No, I don't want nobody talking about no athlete too much. Think about it. I wanted to laugh and we can laugh and giggle and talk about the Cowboys yesterday, but we kept it on the field. I got a grandson. He's gonna be born in this world. My baby just went to the doctor this morning. I just love her. She called and tell me I'm on the way. What she tell me? Hold up. You know, y'all living this thing with me. She said, I'm headed to this prenatal appointment. I just want to tell you I love you. That kind of stuff that make my day. I got a grandson coming into this thing. And he got to navigate this thing. Fellas. Yes, is a boy. Yes. Yes, it's a boy. Y'all already know he's gonna be crazy. Y'all already know. I'm getting his golf clubs fitted for him already. Hey, for real, y'all. I'm like that. Don't just let me. Y'all just let me be great. Like that's how they be saying. Just let me be great. I'm trying to find something for y'all. Uh oh. Uh, let's see. Let's go out of it and go back in. I'm trying to find something for y'all. I want to share with y'all. But yeah. But I got to bring him into this world, ladies and gentlemen. And these people around here doing all this stuff, uh, this crazy and deranged stuff. These young people. Remember, fellas, chop people. Like me or not, I'm just giving you some words. You don't have to like me. Just respect. That's all you gotta do. Everybody ain't gonna like you. But our young people are our future messengers. Are the future messengers of our society. So it's our responsibility to ensure they have the appropriate message. They can't see us doing this ignorant, crazy stuff. Because if they do not get the proper message, then the messages and the actions, wherever they get it from, if they don't give the appropriate one, will adversely affect our present, future, and even the lives of our loved ones when we've gone on and met our demise. So we got to put in stuff in these young men. That's why I take out time to be with them. Just can't have them in the gym and holler at them and have them run up down the gym. You got to put something in them. And if you ain't got nothing to put in them, go find somebody that can help you get something to put in them. If you're around our young kids. We need to get a lot of these clowns away from around our damn kids too. See, if there's enough of us standing up, then the clowns got to back up. So it's imperative that we stop turning a blind eye to our youth, both at risk and risk. We just can't go with the good kids all the time. We got to deal with the at-risk kids. And our responsibility just don't begin with our own. It starts there, but that's not where it stops. We got to raise great men, young men. That all of them getting hits and getting on base. But we got to make sure when we get those, 3 guys on base, we got to have a good, the fourth one. If he ain't got it, he can't knock nobody in. You follow me? We got to make sure we got a good hitter coming up. This kid here that made the first base. This kid here that made it second. We got our bases loaded. All our kids ready to roll. So our next kid, we got to make sure he can knock them in. You follow me? I know our guest gonna come on at 1:15, man. But man, when I see this stuff, When I see this stuff, yes, it gets to me. I can't. I wish I could tell y'all, man. I'm serious. I wish I could tell y'all, man, this stuff, man, I get through this now. Them guys got me yesterday, y'all. When they told me, when they told me, uh, he said, "Do people love us?" He told me, "No, why don't nobody like us? Why don't nobody like us?" Hey, I know they ain't going nowhere, duh. But if enough of us is around them, the clown got to back up. Our problem is we're not stepping up where we supposed to be. So I'm trying to find some hope, man. I'm trying to find uh, I'm just trying to find some hope. I'm gonna try to give you 90 seconds of hope. Kareem, I see you. Can you see my comments? Yeah, we see you. I'm gonna put you on the screen. That happened to somebody else, but there you go, Kareem. I got you. Hey, Doug, I got you, Doug. Doug, we got to get around it, Doug. Tell y'all this story, okay? I'm gonna give you 90 seconds of hope. I'm gonna give you 90 seconds of hope. I see you, Chris. I'm gonna tell you the story. I see you, Chris. I'm gonna get you. The story is told of a New York City, in New York City, about a father. They used to walk his daughter to school every day until she got to the 4th grade. All of her friends used to make fun of her. So 2 blocks from school, she turned to her dad to stop here. Please don't walk me to school. He was flustered and frustrated. Why don't you want me to walk you to school? She said, because all of the kids make fun of you because they think you look funny. With a tear in his eyes, he said, do you know why I look like this? When you were 6 years old, when you were 6 months old, our house caught on fire. And the fire department said that you were going to be lost. And I shouldn't go in there to save you because they're not going in there to save you. But I risk everything up to having 3rd-degree burns on my body to save you. So what I look like is because I tried to save you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so important that you tell your children what you went through in order for you to be where you are. Don't let them walk through life thinking you just arrived. Let them know you have scars. You got burns. You got pains. You got blood. But everything you went through was to make you a better parent. No parent is perfect. You're going to have some tears and you're going to have some heartbreaks. And you're going to have some disappointments. But let me tell y'all something. Through it all, never forget this. Jesus cried out, "Why hast thou forsaken me?" But after it was over, he just lifted his hand and put it in his spirit. So I just want to let y'all know that, man. Sometimes we got to let our kids know. To tell your kids, man. My son sitting at a table one day with all his friends and telling them, I'm going to bring you on, Chris, and call me to my dad. Thank you. I said, thank you for what? I'm sitting at a table full of guys. All these people got student loans. And I don't have any. Do you know what I went through to put you in that position? Had to tell us, because sometimes he'll look at the stuff that I got. He'll look, hey, I have to tell him. It's blood on my money. Work hard to put you in that position so you can sit at a table and you can see. I'll never forget that, Chris. He called me one night. But Chris, we was just talking about a lot of stuff, Chris. I mean, we got a guest coming in, a college coach coming in a little bit.
Who's coming in? Who's coming in?
Your boy, Mr. Coach Van Landingham.
From where?
Coach V. No way, yeah, you go enjoy. You go enjoy. I'm glad you're here, Chris. Chris, tell us now. You can talk to us now.
I might jump off on the coach. You don't need two coaches.
No. I want you. I need you. Well, I need you here till you get here. What?
I'm gonna hang out with you until then.
Okay, hang out. Give us some. Give me some, baby. What you got? Talk to me.
What you been talking about today?
No, you ain't gonna talk about nothing I've been talking. Oh, I talk about Robert Sarver.
What happened?
I ain't got time to bring you. Okay, quickly. Robert Sarver, the owner of the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, he got suspended.
After year going through all this stuff, he got suspended for 1 year.
1 year.
And $10 million to him. And he did way worse than what Donald Sterling did. And all I said, Robert Sarver is protected by somebody like Daniel Snyder is. I used those two examples. So that's all.
Hey, black GM, black coach, but acting like that.
Yeah. That's what.
You know what's funny? When you think about that, right? And you got to ask yourself, people are upset about Stephen Ross. Stephen Ross had a black coach, had 2 years. They had 2 years consecutively. They haven't had records like that, and fires him. Mm-hmm. Stephen Ross got a bunch of black people around him. Most notably, the brother that passed away, that was from Houston. That was he worked in a community. I forget his name though. Mm-hmm. But the question is, again,
and Jim, and hold up, and he also has the Ross Initiatives for Equality in Sports. Okay,
right.
That's his. He put his money in that. It's called Rise. So keep going. Yeah.
So you got to ask yourself again, not to be a pessimist or a what's the word? Conspiracy theorist about, but it's just to keep us off the scent. You know what I mean? Like, what is it to him to put these dollars in there? What's up, Cheat? Hey, Jimmy, you're not finished your magazine yet. I need to send you that. Okay. So sometimes you wonder, because this situation happened the other day, and I just sit back and I shook my head. I'm like, man, why can't they do it? I get it. We get an opportunity, but damn, like, that's just way too transparent about trying to be low key about trying to change things. You know what I'm saying? And so now, obviously, by hook or by crook, we're gonna take it, right? Mm-hmm. By hook or by crook was because sometimes, I was reading, some of the best songs are written, right, when they're like, yo, I did through heartache, yes, or through corroboration, through I never thought that this would be a song that people would like, or some of the best things, come out of the wackiest things. But I'll tell you this, man, and again, not trying to be that guy that says that anytime you have a friend of the hue that they want something for you. But I had a real conversation with someone who I considered a friend And I was sitting there like, damn, and you my boy. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and we cool.
Right.
But then when you start piercing certain subjects, you be like, okay, if I knew this, I don't know if I would be friends with this dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tough one. Because you know what, like I was saying this. I think you told me this, Hatter. I don't know if you told me something else. I said, why is it? Because I remember I told you I was at the Final Four in New Orleans. I had 3 FBI cops, 3 FBI agents, 100 years of experience between them. And I said, why is it that we never see a black cop shoot a white kid? And they gave me, one of them agreed with me, like, I said, bro, like, if it happened, trust me, it'd be all over the news. Believe me, certain news sections will be like, see, it's not just this because whatever. And man, I'm telling you right now, you're sitting there and you're like, okay, is it the fact that this never happens? Because one of them was like, yo, that never happens. But you know what you told me, Hatter? You said, black people know restraint. They know this country. They know they can't just shoot people. They know they can't do that. Like, black cops will show all the restraint in the world. Like, man, I'm not shooting that kid, man. I'll fight him. I'll chase him. I'll let him get away. We'll get his license plate, but I'm not shooting him. Right or wrong, Hatter?
Absolutely.
You told me that. He's like, no, they're not going to do that. Well, the other, he would just shoot. Bam.
But when you know the history, and we'll get one of these days, we'll get into history, but our guesses come on. But Chris, I want you to stay on a minute. I want you to stay on. I want you to get up because it's some unique insight that this young man gonna bring up to us in a few minutes. Unique insight, and I'm gonna let Jimmy introduce him because him and Jimmy got a unique situation, unique relationship with the way he helps with his camps. He do a lot of camps. He's former college coach, but he do a lot of camps. And I want to let Jimmy. I don't want to steal his thunder, but I don't want you to leave yet, because I want you to hear some of this information. Jimmy, take it away. Coach is in the green room waiting on you.
Yeah, you guys know about once every quarter, once every few months, Coach V comes to Houston with his annual UC exposure camps. And, Chris, I've seen camps and stuff, and we've all been there, done that. But this is a former college coach who really poured a lot of passion in his camps. And the way that he does it, he's not trying to get 200 kids. He's not trying to get 500 kids, and bundle them in. He limits it to about 48 max, right? Then that way now he gets more time to really look at those young men. And most of the kids who come to his camps here's the thing, he kind of knows what the range of talent that he's looking for. Don't get it twisted. If Wesley Yates wanted to come, he would accept him, but he's not going out trying to solicit for Wesley Yates to just come to this camp. He goes after those types of players that when he was coaching a couple of years ago, he would try to go. He can go and recruit. So those borderline, those D1 potentials, but those D2, D3 possibles. And that's what I like about it. So Coach V with his camp is going on this weekend. And Chris, understand something. The vast majority of the players in our society are non-Division I talent. And the quicker that we quit, it is the thing. And I heard Deion Sanders in his speech, and we'll talk about that later on tomorrow. But I heard his latest video, and it was one.
Don't say that around Chris. Now, please don't say that around Chris, Jimmy. He gonna call you a man crush. He gonna say you got a man crush. Don't tell me.
It's not Monday. It's not Monday.
There was one thing that he said I want to extract from that.
Okay.
And if you watch it again, you're gonna see he said it. He might didn't want to say it, but he said it. He said, as a result of I'm paraphrasing, as a result of you HBCUs, people playing these. I'm just gonna go straight to what he said. He said, you go and you build these players up and you tell them how that they're great and that we're just as good as you, as these big teams, and then you go out and play these teams and you realize you damn sure ain't good as them. So that's what he said. He didn't want to say it, but he confessed that it's levels. But then you know what people say? It's like independent teams. They'll say, "Oh man, we just as good. We better than them dudes. We better than them sneaker team." Yeah, you might can beat one. You might have a team that could beat 2 or 3 every 5 or 6 years. But the vast majority of y'all, you end up where you belong. And guess what? Coach V is right here with you guys, and he's right here going to be in Houston this weekend. And Coach V, tell them where they belong at on Saturday.
What are you texting me there, Mr. Hatter? Hold up. I'm going to read your text.
No, I just said I see you, Coach. No, I took so long to bring you on. I was letting you know I see you. Coach,
I see you.
Okay, well, come on in. Talk to me, baby.
All right, first and foremost, I want to make sure everybody on there knows I'm an expert. I guess y'all didn't know this, but I wrote a thesis about in 1995. It's published. And if you think I ain't got obsessed brain, that thesis, what's that say, Mr. Hatter?
Man, I can't see all of that, man. Hold on.
Hold
up, Coach. I put my glasses on, Coach.
This is how crazy I am.
Okay.
A basketball recruiting guide for Division 1, 2, and 3. I had to have it published to get my master's degree. That was my thesis. I'll send you a copy. If you don't think that I've been studying this and know what the hell I'm doing, because I got some facts today, and it ain't. I'm 50 now. I'm 50, so I don't care today. I'm gonna.
Coach, guess what, Coach? Coach, I got a fact checker. Hey, Coach.
So here's what I did before the show, Mr. Hicks. Hey, Coach Walker.
What's up, brother?
I spoke with 10 Division I buddies because I get people sick of putting me in a box. I mean, I talked to Hatter a little bit about the CJ Hadnot deal. If you're in Division I, unless you want me to lose all credibility and never help a kid again, and you start playing Division I, then I will send you to my Division I contacts.
Okay.
We're not idiots. You're not going to be able to sell ice cream to a guy whose job's on the line with what's going on. So I spoke with 5 D1 coaches, and I asked them 3 questions before this show. What has changed when I was in the game? Because I don't act like an expert, even though I did it for 21 years. What's the difference between 10 years ago and 3 things I can tell a parent or player today that will help them?
Okay. But, Coach, I got a fact checker for you. You say you got some facts. I got a fact checker for you today on here, though.
Fact check.
No,
I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you, Coach.
Do your thing, Coach. Do your thing, Coach. I'm interested to hear what you got to say.
Jimmy, what you got, Jim?
No, now just get into some of these facts. And you mentioned that you got some facts today, and you asked those 2 questions. 2 of those questions that you asked the Division I coaches. What has changed since you've been out of the coaching ranks? What has changed?
Well, I think you pointed out what I've tried so hard with UC Exposure, and I'm gonna build my brand a little bit today. I'm tired of people boxing me up. I've been kind of sugarcoating the results I've had for kids because one of the rules I learned today, because I didn't really know.
Okay.
And all 3 of them mentioned the 130 to 100 rule. I got to learn. Like, I got parents that think they're experts and they don't even know. They don't even talk. I talk to coaches every day and I'm still not an expert. You better keep learning. But the 130 to 100 rule, you only got 100 days now to evaluate players over, 5, 8 years ago, you had 130 days. So think about a D1 staff. That means you get 25 days. If my region was California, I only got 25 days if I'm on a staff. So what does that mean of what, in my opinion, they need some real credible resources. If you sell their ass some ice cream on some kid that can't play, they're not going to burn a bridge. But when the phone's hung up, they ain't calling your ass no more. They got less days and more problems. So they need some avenues. And the kids need avenues, like you said, Mr. Hatter, to be more prepared. And both of those will line up and benefit the player and it'll benefit your brand if you're really understanding the process. And those 30 days are huge when it comes to today's players. I mean, you have 30 less days to watch kids.
So break it down to people like me, because all of these guys are experts in this high school recruiting stuff. I just had one son, and that's all I had to go through it with. So you're saying college coaches don't have but 30 days, 25 to 30 days in a year, calendar year, to see an actual player. That's what you're telling me.
Well, it depends on the staff. They have 100 days as opposed to 130 days. And the reason I say
it's 130 days. I thought you said 30. 130 days.
That's what it used to be. They have 100 days now to watch players.
Let Chris elaborate on that as a career.
No, what Coach saying is there used to be 130 days.
Okay,
it's 100 days. The reason why he said 25, because let's say he was the West Coast recruiter, they would split the days up between the assistants, and that's all he would have to go evaluate the entire West Coast.
Okay,
that's what.
See, I missed that. See, and somebody else might have missed that. I'm glad. That's why I'm glad I got you experts on. Come on.
Hey, Coach, you must did something good, because Hattie ain't never said that crap since we've been on this show. That we're experts. Thank God that you came on, Coach. Thank God that you came on.
Yeah, I built up his 12 hot rods. I mean, he likes
So now,
I asked Coach.
Hold on. What is one of the other questions that you asked the college coaches, the Division I coaches? That is, because I mean, this is intriguing, and I like that.
I mean, I asked the last guy I talked to. I mean, I know name it. And again, these are simple questions, but these folks out here, and I'm not going to get on parents because I'll lose all my. But you got to be real today to really help anybody that's tuned in. I said, what? It's simple. What would move a kid off your board in one day, or move him on your board or up your board? Because again, as a coach, when you go to the bigger events, man, these guys already have this with these parents. They already have the 6 guys are supposed to watch for their boss, and I got to watch them 3 times.
Okay.
So they're watching really hard. So in other words, I just asked that simple question, and this is going to sound stupid, but he just kept saying it over and over until I started laughing. He said, and he's a West Houston big kid. He said, throw that in there. They may know who I'm talking about. I don't know. I'm not going to mention names.
Okay.
He said, never ran the damn floor. Watched him again. Never ran the damn floor. I watched him again. No brainer Division I. Never ran the damn floor. He just kept saying that, making me, I started laughing. I said, I get it. These kids don't get, yeah. Well, no more D1, big boy. And then again, it's like wildfire. And they're just talking. You're in the bar, you're hanging out, you're at the hotel. Nah, that kid from so-and-so West Houston, he ain't. You take him. There's a portal now. And that's a simple statement. And these kids don't understand, it's a hard job. That does matter if I'm there to just pay for all your education. He never ran the damn floor. As stupid as that sounds. So I flip it at my camps when I consult on the back end, and I go look around with all the coddled babies out there. Flip it. They'll try to find ways to like you. Flip it. Run the floor. And the second thing he said was, do what you do well. Parents think they got to have the ball in their hands to get, they're not dummies. Work on your weaknesses out when nobody's watching. But if you can rebound and you're in an exposure event, rebound the shit out of it. Do what you do well. But they got the parent. You got to have the ball in your hands. Well, no, that kind of hurts your recruitment. You can work on that, but he just kept do what you do well. And then again, those 2 things I think stand out because they're very relevant, and I see it all the time. With players who try to do things they can't do. You can always work on your game. Like I told you, Mr. Hattie, you can work yourself up. I ain't boxing a kid in. Mm-hmm. But the market doesn't lie. If you're not getting NAIA offers and you're waiting on D1 and somebody's telling you you're D1, that's the kids that come to me late. Can you make some calls, coach? No. Not the way it works, man. I wouldn't be credible no more. I wouldn't have a chance to help no kids.
Let me share this with the people, coach. It's the Uncommon Basketball Exposure Camp, right? Houston, September the 18th. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
You can register at uncommonbasketball.com. It's $110, 48 player. You're gonna limit to 48 players?
Yeah, and the crazy thing is right now, for the first time ever, so I'm glad that this is good timing for me. And for the first time ever, half my signups right now are outside of Houston. I only got about 10 kids in Houston signed up.
What?
Yeah, there's only about 20. There's only about 30 signups. I'm inviting kids I know need it. I'm not telling them. I'm not talking about anybody else's program. They got to use whatever platform. But I'm very confident in the 9-month platform I created. It's not a one-day camp, man.
Right.
Recruiting is not a one-day camp unless I already want to sign you.
Right.
And you're there and I already want you. Recruiting is a 9-month, 10-month, and not the 60-day portal. It's a longer process for a high school senior.
Coach, what was your why? Hold on, Coach. What was your why for this event? You've coached, you done did it, and we might have talked about it a long time ago. We got new people on here today. What was your why? What made you sit up and made a logo, sit in your house and said, look, people want to gain, it's called a gain interest camp. And what was your why? Why did you say, okay, let's do it? I want to do it.
Because when the pandemic hit and I was doing it part-time for friends just to kind of grow the game and try to, promote the process, I didn't want to sell life insurance. And I didn't know how to really make this work. Because I want to be honest, nobody wants to hear about the work process of working your ass off. So I had to change. And my why, Mr. Hatter, is, again, probably what people don't know, like 21 years, even in the old days, it's gotten tougher of seeing a kid from Mississippi. I mean, we did all the research, and a month into being on a full ride, education paid for, he has a little bit of conflict. Okay. A little bit of uncomfortableness, and he gets his ass on the bus in the middle of the night. And he 9 times out of that kid's calling him back the next year saying that was a mistake. So I kept thinking 6 years ago, how do you figure out a platform? It doesn't ever going to hurt a kid, but really help the one that's willing to make progress, like a CJ Hadnot. Give CJ and his mama credit, because I broke down everything he couldn't do. But I saw that kid's motor. I mean, I'm evaluating what possibly in a year what the kid can do. I'm not trying to evaluate what you are right now. And then I'm telling kids on the back end professionally, I wish I could show you some of my evaluations, everything that would move them off my board. And I'm giving them that information. I'm telling you exactly at Texas State what it moves you off my board. Now, CJ Hadnot took that. And instead of being, oh, shit, he don't think I got some weaknesses, he used it to his advantage. Good for him. He worked his ass off, played to his strengths, listened to that insight. And now I got about 3 college coaches helping me because I'm starting to do more and more evaluations instead of highlights, because I think it's invaluable to see from a college coach's lens after watching 2 games how they really assess you. I'm not talking about a guy who does it on the side or takes pictures. I'm talking about how does that do this? That's good information to me for a student athlete that really wants to grow. So my why, probably bigger than anything, was the low major and below. There's limited budgets. Then more and more, like these rules we're going to talk about, they got to have credible resources. And players need an avenue that really are serious, because anybody can sell ice cream. There's millionaire companies out there and services that parents telling me are robbing them. And I said, how the hell they robbed you? Mm-hmm. You think a profile is going to get you signed? Johnny with the ball? Johnny holding the ball up here? Shit.
So people are actually going for that, Jimmy? People are actually, well, I know people, hold up, Coach.
Billion dollar. How? If I wanted to use 30 years of relationships, which I have, and just be one of them dudes and and use that, I would be a lot richer than this room you're sitting in. I'm not very smart. While I'm here, I want to make a little impact for both sides.
Got you.
For both sides.
Chris, you got anything, Chris?
No, Jimmy
Coach-
was about to chime in. What you about to say, Jimmy?
I mean, it's what we just guys are just tuning in. This is Coach V, and he was a college coach for several years, and now he runs camps primarily around the state of Texas, and he just go from different regions of the state, and his camps are limited, are basically they're intimate in regards to the amount of people that attends. It's about 48 kids max, which is kind of cool. That'll be, 6 teams of 8 or something like that. And they get a lot of stuff with him. Plus his write-ups, and I've seen some of his write-ups, his evaluations, and it's really a lot of energy. Not everybody can spell at the same plateau. Not everybody can describe what they saw and put it to words in the same form of fashion. The thing is, what I want to know from you, Coach, when you mentioned a while ago that college coaches nowadays, they, of course, they took 30 days off of the men's college coaches. Hell, women's college coaches have about right around 70 days combined that they can go out now. So here's what I want to ask you. You said that the coaches now need valuable, credible intel from their people out there. When you were a coach, what did you learn? Have you learned in the last couple of years that if you had to do it all over again, as far as taking evaluations from this or that, or you mentioned or taking the player with the ball in the hand, just holding this, or somebody's doing some type of wacky move and putting it on. What have you learned, and to fine tune your eyeball in evaluating?
Well, I mean, you said it. The reason I do smaller group events and we don't play games till the end, although my boy says, Coach Shelton, I'm going to give him a little love. You know Todd Shelton. He's funny, man. I play more games. I said, there's plenty of game players out there, Coach. I said, we'll play games at the end. But the reason I do those layouts is, man, I can find a kid in my defensive segment that may not be able to score. And I'll use a kid out of Louisiana last year. Man, I love it, man. This kid was hungry, got on a bus, didn't have much family, but walked in the gym, heard about my events, came out to wasn't on a lot of radars. I think it was Little Elm, Louisiana. I'm not sure if it was a little river or Little Elm, little bitty town. But I remember he came, and he was in the Houston camp. You were there. And just stuff like this. Like he says, oh, this is my time now, Coach. I didn't know the kid. Slapped me on the back. If you talk to me like that, you better be real. Now, I'm not a badass, but that's the old coach in me. Like, okay, he got my attention. He goes, I ain't leaving the main court. So in this segment, if you're the baddest defender in the gym, you got an opportunity. You may shoot like that. You may not, but you got an opportunity to be a college-ready defender. And so for that segment, evaluating a little bit more in depth and using these platforms, Devin McDonald, out of 48 players, was the best defender in the gym. He never left the main basket. And anybody he took on, he locked their ass down, got through every screen. I just respect the hell out of that. And again, I try to tell these kids, look around and take advantage of some of the kids that are jumping teams move your own recruitment up, stick with your team, do what Devin did. But Devin never left the basket. So now the spring hits and all I do is matchmake, Mr. Hicks. I wouldn't be able to matchmake and see Devin McDonald if I went to a showcase. Nothing against showcases. There could be 300 kids, but there's 12 guys that everybody knows about. I wouldn't have known what Devin could do. Devin got his education paid for because the 5 people that signed a score and needed a defender, I could put my name on Devin McDonald. Because that happened in East Texas. I said, come back to Houston now. Houston always has more talent. I want to see if he can play. Got on another bus. He did it in Houston. Chalk him up. I'm getting his school paid for. Yes, that's where I use all my contacts. He won me over. That's real. And so if you give every kid that advantage and every kid that platform, and there's college coaches on my staff. A guy who's helping me with the NBA, the Spurs now, he's a video coordinator. That's his passion. He's the one in 2019 that really created that template for me. He was so good at evaluating. I just added it to what I did. And so the college coaches who are on staff, I say, turn in your top 9. I don't give a crap who's supposed to be ranked. We've got 48 players in 5 hours. You guys know you're professionals. If about 6 names match, the levels are the same, the style of play, it allows me to get them in the right hands. That's what I think.
But Coach, you're able to do that. In these other camps, these more prestigious, supposedly prestigious camps, they got to get their certain guys who are ranked high. They got to make sure these guys are in the All-Star game. These guys, I mean, they have little consortiums about, I got to get him in. He got to be in. I don't care what. And so a lot of those guys, I see a difference in the way, and I know it's a different platform, but it's still basketball. Like Chris, at the camps that you were, like I remember when they was at the camp gym and then with Pango's camp and all that. There's certain guys, if they're ranked, y'all didn't go just blind and say, who is the baddest dudes? No, you didn't go blind. Like he told his guys to go, Blake, just give me your top 9. In those kind of prestigious camp like that, Jim, Chris and Jimmy, y'all can interview. Y'all don't use that formula to go with your top 9. You got to have a certain other guy because you got certain guys that want to see those top guys play. You kind of understand what I'm saying? It's kind of different, right, Jimmy?
Well, yeah, but it's a lot of people, and if you're talking or if you listen to the camp director talk long enough, and if you're listening with your third ear or if you're watching with your third eye, you will be able to get a great grasp on whether that camp director is doing it with his passion or if he's doing it with his pockets.
Okay.
You will be able to determine that. And here's the deal. For those who are doing it with pockets first, then they're going to think about the return on investment or the residual. Because if you got to go and even though this number 1 kid didn't fare well and he wet the bed this particular weekend, they're going to put him in the All-Star game because that means that grassroots coach who got him there, right? He has more players coming through the chute, right? And if you snub this one, then they're not going to support you anymore. So those are the people that's doing it for the pockets. And the thing that's crazy, I'm really torn to whether I believe or not that most parents don't really give a damn until it happens to them.
Oh, you talking about the parents who on the other side, they don't care.
I don't think I'm not gonna say they don't. I'm really torn. Because if they did, more of them would be more proactive in finding out and before they throw their money out there first. They would go and ask questions. Like I've had people ask me tons of questions about Coach V and his camps since he's been on the Chop Shop over the last couple of years. Now, I mean, hey man, you've been there. What did he do this? What does he do? What makes it special? And I got to find myself being like I'm a marketing agent for his camps. And I'm like, no, man, listen, all I can tell you.
I don't have no marketing budget because I ain't got a money grab. What? I'm the dummy running 48 players and busting my ass 5 months later at night at 10 o'clock while my peers, but I got one crack at this, the good Lord's watching, and if I can make a small impact and grow the game needs help. I don't care what you say. Coaches need help. Players need help. I'm not in the business of anything in between. I don't answer questions when people start telling me, get me this and that. I just have a pretty good platform for the kid that's serious. And again, you asked about my camps, Mr. Hatter. The fall event is much different than the spring. My fall events, people think I run a camp, and I do. But if you're into my fall event and you have 4 things you can fix that get exposed this Sunday, that's where people hide a little bit. If it gets exposed on Sunday and in March, you know that, and you take advantage of that, when the coaches really come to my events in March, because that's all they want to know about, I can't prep it then. That's what is different. I can't like prep the segment and you get stuck on a double screen. I mean, you got to be college ready in the spring if you ain't on every college radar. And Mr. Hicks, you asked, this was pretty interesting by another college coach before this show said, and again, this stuff I don't know, it's a little bit higher major stuff, but it trickles down. Mm-hmm. He said the high majors now, if you ain't top 50 in America in high school, in America, mm-hmm. They're going to look for a transfer. It's extended to 60 days, which is kind of interesting. I'm kind of learning, like trying to figure out, well, damn, that's probably so the Kentucky's, the University of Texas, the Florida, man, it's not top 200 no more. I mean, it's like down to top 50 high school player, man. Think about that. So now you go down to where you say you see exposure and the gap and get an education and find a fit. But I said, what's your two biggest red flags and what do you do differently that's more prevalent? And one of the things, and this is so simple but it happens and it just kills me when I see it with good jumping teams. Jumping teams, man. If you don't think they're already going to research the hell out of how you can handle any duress or can you handle, man, think about that top.
What you mean by, hold on, Coach, what do you mean by jumping teams? At what level?
Select basketball. That ain't stupid. You're in a select tournament. You don't play a lot. Johnny's at the end of the bench with a towel on his head, sitting on the water motor, kicking the water cooler. The next week he's with the All-Stars.
So you're talking about in high school, or you're talking about summer basketball, right?
Select basketball or leave in your high school because you have a very, very good year. I'm not saying for every case, but if you're thinking about from a college coach's perspective, this is straight from them, not me. Mm-hmm. And they try to go to like a prep before their senior year because they were finally all district as a junior, mm-hmm. or move to that really good high school. I mean, some cases it works out. Mm-hmm. I got and some places you're just trying to go over to that district because they're winning. And I still think that's just me. That's a little bit old school. Do what you do well.
So, Coach V, I have a question.
Sure.
When in regards to jumping the teams, if we can acknowledge that a lot of the parents are really behind the eight ball when they're versus in comparison to the powers that be in the realm of grassroots basketball. A lot of these parents, like Haller just said, he only had one son in this thing. And I know, these people out here watching, many of them that are watching right now know, and others are watching to learn. There are some of the best salesmen on the planet that invaded the grassroots basketball space and serve as volunteer coaches or disguise themselves, as volunteer coaches. So if somebody sold you a bag of, like you said a while ago, a bag of goods or a bag of bologna, right? And you were looking for pressed ham, then shouldn't you have reserve or retain the right to go and make that bad decision corrected by putting your son somewhere else, if that's the reason? Because sometimes you might have been, you realize, I've heard.
No, I agree. I mean, I agree. I think you're just talking more about they're going to research anyway why they jumped ship. I mean, they're not. They're going to still do their research. So in other words, I think exactly what you're saying, and that's all around, man. You're trying to navigate through the process, and I get what you're saying with select teams. Somebody sold you on this; it's not really the case.
Yeah,
I think it's more when I said that statement, and
but I think
I'm getting insight from.
I think I understand.
I mean, they're talking about like if a kid doesn't play a lot in a tournament, he's gonna go try the other team. If he does, it's a little bit different. They know the difference between the two. And again, he put this way because Mr. Hatter was talking about some serious subject matters on our youth today. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is where I'm getting more real today. I've been real with kids. If you really knew what I did behind closed doors, when I say I built a recruiting game plan, yeah, I do some consulting and I make it affordable. But the point being behind the camp, I use the camp to identify a kid that has a real shot.
Right.
So it's not a service. If I pick you up, I have a platform for top prospects at my camp so you can get everything in house. It's a lot more in depth. And what we're doing is talking about everything else outside your game that matters. And then we're really targeting fits in the spring based on your performance. I can love them Sunday, but I still want to know in December what's your team plan like, what's your progress like, what's your stats like. So being D1, D2, D3 NAI, and 20-something years in this, then I can build you a real list to give you a real look. So that's really what I do from my fall to spring. If you come in the spring, you better be college ready. You better have the right insight. You better have the right knowledge. And that's where I get most of the Robin and that trust crap. And you know what I say? Well, I called you in the fall. I had a camp in Houston. You learn. I mean, I got a good platform. And I say, trust you. Then if you're going to go on your own, trust you. Trust the way you lift weights. Trust the way you work in the classroom. If you want to just get down to trust yourself. Again, I wrote a manual on this. I mean, I'm obsessed about it. I love it. And I think there's a place for what I do. I know there's a place. The coach told me earlier, man, we don't want to deal with no guys selling ice cream, coach. I'm going to start telling people that. And that's why, Mr. Howdy, you can't, if I think he's NAIA, then that doesn't mean he can't move up to NCAA Division II level. It means that that's about where he's at academically, athletically. In January, he could be playing at a much higher level. I don't know what they're doing in their free time. I don't know, but the platform is promoting progress. If you start to play at a Division I level, then I start to share your film to Division I programs that play a style that will recruit Bobby. That's why I run my events. I'm looking to see who's a pick and pop four. I'm looking to see who really can excel in ball screen offenses and defenses, because I get calls as much from the college coaches as I do, like I said, trying to call players. And I am not very smart because I still have trouble I have to bust my ass because people are, and here's the crazy thing, Mr. Hicks, and I'm okay with saying this out here, it may bury my brand. They're scared that they might, I've heard it, well, they got exposed. Johnny didn't make the top game. My platform is fair. If you win, Mr. Hicks, if you win, you're in. Win something. Be the best defender, be the best skilled guy, be the best teammate, be the best winner, be the best leader, be the best player in a 5-on-5. Win. There's only 48 players here. If you can't make the top 9, and I rarely have more than 3 or 4 Division I kids in the gym, period. If you can't make the top 9, you need to go back to work. And if somebody's selling you ice cream, they're killing you. That's what that coach told me. There's a lot of guys killing these kids that don't give a shit about them like you, coach, because they're just telling them what they want to hear, and then it's done. Their senior year's over. Well, that's easy to do. You don't think I could sell, I know, 30, I can get college coaches on the phone and say, hey, yeah, go. Yeah, I could be doing better. I just feel like this is a formula. I'm doing okay. I'm going to stay the course, and I'm hopefully one day it grows and grows and grows where more and more kids can be helped. I use this as another avenue to get a college opportunity.
I got a couple of questions for you, Coach. First of all, I saw one there. So what years? I mean, what is this camp just for 2023 and 24? Did you hear me?
Not anymore. If there's 25s watching, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. If there's 25 watching, what do you say?
Sign up. I've already done my invites. If you don't want in, I've invited the kids I wanted to invite in those classes. 25s can now sign up. I'm filling the 18 spots. Mr. Hicks will have some representation there. Forever Young Films does a hell of a job highlighting kids. I got no ego in it. They know people I don't know.
No.
So, and then
I'm going to help you out because somebody just registered. Somebody just registered while we on here. Said he just registered. And I wanted to let you know that. And then they said, give us a list of the colleges that you coached at.
I coached, I started at McMurray, which is NAI back when I started. and they moved to Division III. I went to West Texas A&M after that. Worked with the coaches. Coach Adams was at Tech now, and was helping us. And Rick Cooper, who's also on staff there, was my boss. And just learned a lot out there. Did a hell of a job, and it was a tough league. And then went to Texas State after that. Kind of rebuilt that, and was a part of getting that thing back off the ground after they were like 1-25 and were having troubles. It was an interesting time. Learned more things about the game and the recruiting process. And then I started a NAI program with a good friend of mine, Todd Smith, out there, who used to be at Rice. At the same time, St. Thomas opened their doors, Our Lady of the Lake opened their doors, and I went down back to my hometown, San Antonio, and started Our Lady of the Lakes program. So it's kind of been an interesting resume again of kind of understanding Division I recruiting, Division II recruiting, Division III, and NAI. And yes, I'm very, very connected, but I'm not an agent type. To scale and help more kids, I match make who fits the best style at the right level and use my events as a platform to identify that. That's as simple as I can put what I truly do outside of a one-day showcase, because I didn't like showcases personally at the low, major, and below levels unless I was already there to sign, like Mr. Hicks said, a player. I mean, there may be one kid that stands out, but most of these kids are misinformed. Like the coach said, they're just having think about it. Know what you do well. Think about these showcases. These kids are shooting themselves out of offers. Their parents saying you got to have the ball in your hands, and there's 14 scouts on the sideline. This kid's going 4 for 26. When he can maybe rebound it his way, defend it his way, and then worked on that avenue.
So I have a question, Coach. Like I'm thinking like in camp settings and in possible solutions. A lot of parents that you mentioned, you refer to, you quote you, you claim that they tell the kids that they need the ball in their hand. Well, a lot of them, I fine tune. A lot of them say shoot it when you get it. So my thing, here's my thing, my solution. Have you ever considered a 3-pass rule when you cross half court? Otherwise, the bucket doesn't count at all. Or if they shoot it before then, it's an automatic turnover going the other way. If a kid came to cross that court and shot it before those 3 passes or 2 passes, then know what happened? His teammates are gonna get mad at him. They're gonna start freezing his ass out, and it'll solve the problem internally. Even at Rucker on Wood, that's an open gym setting, and we only had 8-minute games. We had a 1-pass rule,
right?
Because it was 8-minute games. So you couldn't have a 3-pass. But it'll just take
now
too
if you
much
steal
out.
the ball now, it's a fast break. You don't. That's
Transition bucket. You take it on in. But Nike started that rule back at the All-American camp way back almost 20 years ago. That's why I got that rule from. Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering, but I hardly see anybody implement it now. Referees, they getting paid to referee the game anyway. Give them one more reason to blow the whistle.
Hey, Coach, Jimmy stopped
it. We tried to be inventive. I mean, we tried multiple things. Go ahead.
No, Coach, Jimmy stopped at a halfway point with the guys and told the little guy, he told one little guy, look here, man, I know you can play, but man, you can't shoot the ball every damn time you touch it. And you know what? That little boy took that not bad. He took that criticism and played better. Cause he still shot it down there every time he touched it. Yeah, come on. Uh-huh.
That's what I do with every single kid in my fall camp. Why wouldn't you? But again, that doesn't always rub everybody the right way to catch them in the hallway. But I'll give you an example, and he's a Houston kid. Okay. He came to my first camp early in the summer. And this kid was 6'7", and he's jacking threes, and his 3 is not very good. It's ugly. He ain't doing nothing but shooting threes. Now, I didn't do it during the camp, but I liked him. He looked intriguing. You put him in some situations, he looked intriguing, like God gave him some natural gifts. Uh-huh. And so I broke down film. What people don't know is I don't do highlight films, but I don't mind saying this. I do evaluation. So in other words, if somebody wants a college evaluation for $149, me and a team of college coaches will break down your film, and I'll send a 3-page assessment. I'll send one to Mr. Hicks after this, and it gives you a cheat sheet, but I'm breaking down everything. It saved some kids' careers last year. So with this kid, he wanted an evaluation after the camp. The mama asked me, I said, yes, ma'am, I do evaluations. And I'll have 2 more college coaches look at his film so you can get direct insight. So point being is, by the 3rd game, was the first time I seen him at his school in Houston. He's a senior this year, and he'll be at the camp Sunday. And this is what I love about it. And this is what you just said. That 3-shooter could have tore some kid up. He didn't go for his first offensive rebound until the 3rd game at the 2-minute and 12 mark. I mean, that's how close I looked at it when I had to offer money. But that kid's getting that. So he came back to my last camp. That kid didn't shoot 1 3. Every coach listed him. He dominated the glass. He didn't even try to shoot it. He posted hard. Everything that was a knock in that evaluation, I say, great job, son. I told his mama, he's 1 step closer. Now in high school when he starts doing that, maybe NAI, maybe a D2 JUCO, I don't know, maybe, but good job, son.
I got one thing for you though, Coach. Next time, don't use the word. All right, the next time, as being Jimmy's representative, don't use the word cheat sheet. We got that one. You got to find you another. You can say valuations or something else. You use that one, boy. I'm gonna send a cease and desist letter to you. Hey, Coach, I've been listening, Coach.
So Coach, explain details. Hold on, Coach V. Can you detail? If you guys just came in right now, we ask you to share the show, if you would. Just share the show real quick to your pages, to your timelines, to your groups. Share the show. There's somebody that you know probably can get some of this intel. And here's what I want you to do. Do you care to detail or elaborate on basically how your camps run? From the time the kids, you mentioned earlier you send invites out. So you send invites out, you wait till they come back, decline or accept. Then you go in, you move probably to fill those gaps with whoever, with the spots open with the next best layer of kids. Okay, once the kids show up, what happens when they get to the gym?
Well, there's, I think 4 things separate my events. I mean, first of all, I'm blessed. I do use my relationships to staff my camps with current college coaches, or the last couple of camps I've even used Division I rising student managers. When you say student manager, that means that kid's a senior, and he's really grooming them to be a college coach. So all of them have some kind of either passion to be a scout, or they're current college coaches at JC and AI Division III levels. So my staff has a little bit better grasp on what the kid really is and isn't. So that's a good thing. But when they come in, what we do and what I've done is really, we have 2 sessions. So the camp Sunday, I'll use Sunday's layout, for example. It's 12 to 4:30. We'll do our intros, 11:45 to 12 o'clock. And then I'll meet with my staff before yada yada. From like 12 to 12:45, man, I do what I call a college prep kind of warm up. And really, we're doing things that are a little bit higher intense. I'm trying to see, who's motor right off the bat. We're trying to evaluate motor and who's attacking it, and get a little bit of skill set. But we're going right into a little bit higher level advanced skill work. After we finish that segment, I usually do about a 20-minute skills challenge, and I'll change it up to keep it inventive, keep it fresh if you're a return kid. But the skills challenge, is a way to really assess not only skill but will. If you don't have will, you ain't winning that. You could be the best shooter in the gym, but you ain't going to get enough shots off the way we got that kind of design. And again, we're trying to evaluate what college coaches ask and what they really need to know. So one player at the end of that segment is in my top game. He just won his way in. That's the first thing. I want to set the tone, get them warmed up, get them going hard, and I want them to know right off the bat, if it's fair, you're here. If you're supposed to be the best player or the most skilled player in Houston, then you got that kid won. He's in the game. I don't care if he's a sophomore. I don't care if he's unranked, ranked. He's in my top game. The next thing I do is the position work, where it's kind of geared towards your specific position. Basically, like that college coach says, doing what you do well. Point guards should have different kind of qualities than twos and vice versa. So we do a quick 15 to 20 minute. Everything's competitive, Mr. Hicks. So I only get one name from the forwards group and one name from the guards. You got 4 groups. Think about it. 4 groups of 12. I got 2 names that won that next segment. They're the best at their position in just one-on-one situations that mimic game shots, game speed, game spots as best we can from what you do at your position. Although people have different systems. What does a 4 need to do at the next level? What does a big need to do? What does a 2? So our situations, we're going to do a 12-minute segment. Again, 2 more names. There's 3 kids in my top game. And then I get to the meats and potatoes where I love. And again, you can't trick this. Who's the worst competitors in the gym? And if you're in the fall and you're a highly talented kid with interest and you're in dead last, there's a reason I do that. If you're on the 8th place team, there's only 8 teams in that segment. And it's a defensive stops challenge, which means it's competitive. And like you said, I did put in a rule. You've got to set a ball screen and make at least 2 passes, and you can't dribble more than 3 times. We're in a half-court setting. So hopefully it makes them move the ball because it's easy to guard a 1-on-3 dude. That ain't a real stop. I mean, that's why we put some rules in. It ain't about the offense at that point. That ain't a real stop. The kid jacking the fadeaway 3 from the corner 4 times. That ain't stop. So point being is the last 3 guys standing, typically the 2 things about that, it gives every kid a shot at that point forward to say, man, I'm going to be seen. I'm going to be noticed. Motor does matter. It will keep you on some boards or put you on some boards. Now, the kid that's ranked number 26 in Houston or on your list that comes, and it happened last year, and he couldn't win nothing, the mother quietly said, thank you. Coach, thank you, because she could see with her own eyes. Somebody may have been telling that kid about the motor, but now that kid has 5 months, and it's black and white. If you're in 8th place and you can't win nothing, you probably want to start listening to people about your motor, your mindset, your toughness. So that 3-on-3 segment gives the best defenders in the gym, in case you're a little bit lacking skill work, a chance to make the top game. And then our 4-on-4 winning ways, trying to be as inventive as I can. We'll mix up the segments, but it's a single elimination tournament, and it's everything without the ball in your hands. And again, I'm just getting all this information, not as a long-time 20-something-year college coach, but college coaches every day, what they want to know. I will never hurt a kid, but you can increase your own recruitment by finishing a top prospect. And then at the end, we played a 5-on-5 game. So you got to basically grind, go under duress, a college coach, work in your basket, win your way to the top. And in the top game, if you're the best talent in the gym, you should shine in 5-on-5. I'm not giving that kid a chance. You know that. You should be able to shine in 5-on-5 now. But what have we done? We got down to about 18 kids. It's a 9-on-9 championship game. And here's what's been cool about my formula. And I'll back this. I'll send a text to you. The last 2 years, the 2 camps you came to, those dudes that finished in the top 9, outside of the 2 juniors, all signed full rides. There may be something to it. Not only 2 were Division I, but there was 4 D2s, 3 JUCOs, some D3s, some NAIs. But out of 18 kids, the last 2 years in Houston, that's why I love kicking it off in Houston, 16 that finished in the top 9 signed full rides. They're not a hard sell. That's probably the kid that does keep having a motor, that can take coaching, that can get back up when they fail. You got to do that. You have to do that at some point. One of the coaches said, and I'll go right to this point, what they're doing now, when I was talking to him, I said, well, then how do you figure it out if you have 100 days? He said, we got to evaluate programs harder. Kind of like we watch your camp. When you post guys on camps, we know you're posting stuff that we're trying to figure out. But if it's not credible sources or whatever, yada, yada, or the obvious kid, we've got to evaluate programs. What that means is when I was a coach, I'd always go watch Mark Adams' teams at Howard Junior College because his kids were tough. Now it's even more relevant, whether it be a high school select or JC. These coaches are starting to, which is not a bad thing. They're really evaluating programs harder. Does that make sense, Mr. Hicks? In other words, they know they soft if they're making it through program A, but if you say in program A, oh, he's tough and he's soft as cupcakes, program A is gonna have a hard time getting those kids out of there. They're not dummies. That's their job. That's their lifeline.
Well, and then also if guy number A says that the kid is soft, and guy B, the second guy, the reference that the college coach contacts, describes the kid as hard. And here's what happens. It possibly delays the recruitment of that kid because you have two totally contrasting evaluations of it. Somebody is saying he's a bad Molly Dolly, and the other one is saying look like Tarzan, play like Jane. So now the college coach don't have time right now to go and see him and fly in there. The coach is just table.
You're marketing my brand better. You're marketing my brand. This 6 years I had to figure out how do I do that. What you're seeing now is 6 years ago. It's that same kid that wrote that book in '95 for his thesis. That's me. I couldn't figure it out you're doing it. It ain't going to hurt a kid, but when you're a top 9 or top prospect, you can increase your recruitment like that. Like that.
Jimmy,
Mr. Hicks, what I'm doing is I didn't know how to figure out what you just said and put that on a platform. To be in the top prospect at my camp, all rankings are out. I just kind of explained the platform. But at the end of the day, the simple premise is that stuff that they're going to need to know anyway, you have to do that to end up in my top 9. It is awesome to see 16 of 18 kids the last 2 years in Houston get 4 rides that finish the top 9. So I'll encourage Houston, if you're under-recruited, put that out there. If you don't have the interest you want, I don't care if you're D1 or ranked in top 5. I'm talking about the interest you want. I'm trying to hold back. Show up Sunday and finish in the top 9. 100% of the seniors have gotten on to college and gotten their school paid for. 100%. I'll send Mr. Hicks the 2 pictures as proof in the pudding that there's something to the formula. And that's all I've done is create that instead of try to coach that. The platform is designed to, and so again, if you fall flat, you got 2 choices. And I'm blessed, either never see you again and go to 1,000 comfortable ass showcases where you ain't got to do nothing but take pictures and smile and get robbed, so to speak, or bring your ass back to the next camp and be better like CJ Hadnot and keep chipping away. I didn't get CJ got the offer. They recruit the kid, not me. I matchmake. But my formula is an indicator of toughness, skill, and will. You can't hide
skill and will.
That's it. I'm not gonna call it a cheat sheet. I'm gonna call it skill and will.
Well, man, hey, Coach, now how can they get in touch with you if there's somebody's watching? We noticed that at least one person registered for your camp. And just give us the details again. When does it take place? Where does it take place? And how can they get more intel or even sign up?
Sunday, Open Court Sports Complex in Katy.
Oh yeah.
I like that place a lot. They do it right, and they ain't paying me. I just like they got the scoreboard. They do it right, and it's right. I mean, if I somebody, so they it's 12 to 4:30. I'm going to close it Thursday at midnight anyway. So I'm dumb and not a money grab because I want it to be perfect for the kids signed up. I mean, I don't have a come late walk up and put you in this group, that group. We're going to at midnight on Thursday. Hopefully it's filled. It'll be closed. So it's now open to any varsity players. I've done my invites. I'm going to work my tail off. But if you're a hungry varsity player, and you may have a breakthrough year, you have a fair shot at my camp to increase your recruitment and beat out some guys that are coming that are ranked, that are getting interest. You have a platform Sunday. If you don't like your interest, you can show up. You can go to my website, uncommonbasketball.com, click on register for a camp near you. Houston be right there. Take one of those spots. It's as simple as I put it. Take a spot and finish on top. You can win. If you win, you're in. I don't know how you can call politics on that one. If you win, you're in. If you're hungry, get in there and get after it and win. You have 5 different segments to win before you play games. Or you can DM me on Twitter at uncommonbball, or you can email me, uncommonbasketball@gmail.com. And I'll respond. I'll send you information. I'll call you. I'll talk to you. I'll do whatever I need to do to help you. And it's as simple as that. I am a little bit surprised, and it's not a knock. I'm going to keep working and keep inviting all the way to Thursday at midnight. Yeah. But it's weird. This year, over half the signups right now of the 30-something kids are from other places. I'm coming to the best I'm coming to the best basketball market in Texas, but maybe in America. You can't deny this is facts and data. Houston, and even before the old days, forget the portal, it still was a numbers game. That's why I was always driving the back streets of Houston when I was a coordinator. There's backup players that are full-ride kids sitting in the gym somewhere. I can remember there are. The talent's so high that's what I mean. They try to shift teams and jump. You just got to make your team better. You got to keep progressing. They'll find you. I've just created a little bit more telescope view to give you even a better shot with UC exposure, or you'll leave there and you'll know something that you have to do before March. If you're a senior and it's March, that's what happens. They'll come to my March camp and they're a little bit overwhelmed because they're not used to a college readiness kind of a camp. I don't prep March. In other words, you better know, if that makes sense. So, man, I'm excited. I think it's going to feel. I'm going to keep beating the bushes. And I'll promise that if any player, the same effort I put into recruiting players to win championships at college, I'd put in the same effort after events to get kids recruited that come out and show the skill and the will. And yes, you have to have both.
Well, there you have it, man. Coach V.
Wow.
Uncommon basketball camp takes place on Sunday over at the Katie's Open Sports Complex. And you can go to the website as well, and that's uncommonbasketball.com. If you're watching the Boom Boom Room on the Facebook feed, it is pinned in the chat in the thread, so you guys can, or in the thread. I'm sorry, you guys can see it and go and check it out. Uncommon Basketball. Coach V, we want to appreciate you. It's time
appreciate you, Coach.
It's time to land this plane, slide on down Dino's back, and yabba dabba do this thing on this Tuesday. We appreciate you, man, for chopping up with us. And once again, it's incredible. 16 of 18 of the seniors who participated in who made it to the final 9 of your most recent 2 trips to Houston. Your camp.
In the fall.
Yeah.
And the reason I said in the fall, but I had 5 months every time somebody needed that position, needed that deal. Wow. I had 5 months to help on the back end. It wasn't 1 day. That's why I said, with my formula, I still work 5 months after the event before maybe that first offer is made. So it's a long process. So, but there's something to it.
I like that, Coach.
Yeah, so that's the ticket. And so, but anyway, we want to appreciate, of course, for Christopher Seawalk. We'll be right back at it on tomorrow. Don't forget, guys, big special surprise for you guys on Thursday. We're going to release the schedule for the Hoops Giving Classic. It has never been released in September. We're going to release that schedule, and it is awesome. But if you check out the VIP news today on rcsports.com, we published all of the participating teams. You'll see all those teams. We got half of Dallas, DFW, in the Hoops Giving this year, Adam. I'm talking about it's going to be.
Dallas want to come up here and whoop up on some of this Houston stuff.
What Dallas understand?
Man, you done cut off on me.
A little bit.
Okay.
And we back. But the thing about DFW, remember I said it. DFW, they need Houston. Houston, in the facet, we need DFW when we on
Right.
time. You need those are measuring sticks.
Yes. Yeah.
And people don't realize it. If you didn't have Houston, it would cost DFW that much more to go and travel abroad. You don't have to. DFW don't have to travel to California unless they want to. They don't have to go and travel to New York unless they want to, or Georgia, or Illinois, or Florida. Guess what? What do you see? All of them are coming into Texas.
That's good. That's good.
They okay. Why they not going into Idaho or South Dakota or New Mexico? You know why they coming into Texas? Because we got dudes.
And that's what people got to understand. They all are part of the same ecosystem. It takes both of them to exist. They feed off of each other. So I mean, I think I never looked at it like that, but you made me look at it like that.
And that's the whole thing. So that way, once again, guys, Thursday, the Hoops Giving Classic re-release. But we got to get up out of here. Got things to do. Got bills to pay. We'll see you guys on tomorrow, man. Thanks again. That's Coach V. Robert Hallett.
Always.
I'm out of here, Coach.
On the way.
Appreciate y'all.
We up out of here. Peace. Chop, chop.
Yes, sir.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop